All right, so you're doing some research on buildings here in Dallas. Maybe you don't even live in Texas, or maybe you do live in Dallas and you're doing research on Urby, and regardless of the case, you're gonna wanna check out this video. Some of the most unique floor plans that I have ever seen. So we'll be covering the pool, the gym, the hallways, the vibe, every single nook and cranny that makes this building unique. So that way you can decide on if Dallas Urby could be a good choice for you. And if it's your first time swinging by the channel, welcome. My name's Lucas. I'm an apartment locator here in Dallas, and every single day I take calls, texts, and emails from folks like you and 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 you, helping them find apartments and condos all over the Dallas area. So if you ever have any questions about anything that I cover, feel free to drop me a line. All of my information is below in the description, and I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions that you might have. So without any further ado, let's go check out Urby. So Dallas Urby, we are just east of Victory Park, as well as a 5-minute drive from downtown Dallas. And I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like out front, as the area is pretty walkable. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from a popular hotel, as well as 2 of the fanciest restaurants here in Dallas. And this is probably just me, but I always refer to Urby as the Twin Towers of Dallas. And I say this because, one, obviously you've got 2 identical towers, but 2, these buildings were designed by Denmark architects, and their goal was to create an East Coast brand intersection between New York and Denmark. So both buildings are 27 floors and have 358 units per tower. Tower 1 took in their first resident in 2023, and Tower 2 took in their first resident in 2024. So this is a new complex, but you'll notice on the inside that it is more of a community-centered culture and vibe. So it's not gonna feel super elevated or over the top like Sinclair, Park District, or Novel. But when you see the amenities and the finish outs on these floor plans, you'll be able to gather on your own on the things that make this property super unique. So before I even get into the meat and potatoes of what this video is, come into this with an open mind, because everything that I'm about to show you is going to be different than what you expect. And as we're going through the lobby here, you've got the 24/7 concierge with a work from home space directly to the right. And it felt more like a mini library. It's pretty quiet. You've got some shelving and books up top, along with a community printer. Then across the way, there is another lounge and seating area with a pretty awesome fireplace and leather sofas to set the mood. And I've been to New York a couple of times, but walking through here, I felt like I was walking through a historic hotel somewhere in Manhattan. I mean, you've got the dim lights, champagne bar, squared mirrors all along the fireplace. You'll notice that they don't use LED lights, which helps set the mood that they're aiming for. And then you've also got the Meteor Cafe here, which is more of a coffee and lunch spot. They also serve and sell bottles of wine. And I had actually been on my feet all day. My dogs were barking and I was pretty hungry. So I sat down and got a chicken sandwich, which was a 12 out of 10, and I would highly, highly recommend. In terms of parking, you've got an 8-level parking garage here alongside the building, and it's monitored with an automatic gate, guard, and security cameras. Guest parking is going to be here on the first level, while resident parking will be on floors 2 through 8. The entire building has fob access with your cell phone. You or a guest can also type in your unique key code, as these keypads will be used in order to access all of the units, as well as the amenities throughout the entire building. The first 1 bedroom we're going to be looking at is going to be the M4, and I know I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Come into this with an open mind. These layouts are not going to be what you're expecting. So you'll have hardwood in the kitchen and living room, and then tile in the bathroom. The countertops are actually a terrazzo quartz mix. Majority of the buildings here in Dallas are rocking your standard quartz or granite. So that's definitely unique. I've been to dozens and dozens of buildings that I've never seen that before. Your main closet, of which you'll see here in a sec, is in the hallway outside of the bedroom, which might sound a little funky, but again, this is New York style. You don't see this a lot in Texas, and this adds to why Urby is one of the most unique buildings in Dallas. And this unit is in Tower 1, so you've got the skyline view. You've also got a bedroom big enough for a king and some smaller nightstands. And this one just so happened to not have a balcony. And the way the balconies work at Urby is that they rotate as you go up the floors. So all that means is that the unit directly above this one will have a balcony, so on and so forth. But my favorite thing about this unit is that you have no carpets, and that is for all of the units at Urby. So a lot of buildings in Dallas are kind of sneaky because they'll advertise no carpet, and then when you walk into the closet you'll find a little bit. But Urby does not do that, which is a breath of fresh air, and they are definitely reaping what they sow. Next up, we have our one bedroom with a den M6 floor plan. So this would be ideal for someone who needs the spare office or works from home. And if I were to move into Urby, this is the one I would choose. I spend hours clipping content for you guys, making phone calls and doing God knows what else. So I would definitely make great use of the den. I also just like the closet a little better. Technically, it's a walk-in. It's got more hanging space compared to the cubbies and drawers, and preferably, I just like to hang my stuff. I'm a taller guy. I ain't got much time to hunch over messing around with drawers, but all in all, I feel like this unit is priced fair. Ever since COVID, the one bedroom with a den is just super tricky to find. Majority of buildings in Dallas charge a premium for these, and they very rarely ever come available. So it was nice to see that it was affordable compared to the rest of the market here in Dallas. Lastly, we have our L2 two-bedroom, and although this might sound weird, my favorite thing about this floor plan, and you'll see it here in a sec when I walk into the first bathroom, but I love how you've got windows that allow sunlight to shine into the shower and sink area. And again, this is just what you would expect if you were to wake up in New York City and get a fresh rinse, and Urby is trying to bring that to you here in Dallas. But all in all, I think the unit is priced fair. Depending on your financial situation, I'm not sure if it'd be feasible for just one person, but definitely doable if you have a roommate and want to split the rent down the middle. Alright, so quick disclaimer, if you're getting any value whatsoever from this video, then you gotta do this thing, just like all of these people are doing. And the reason why they're doing it is because as I'm a locator here in Dallas, I do have a relationship with the majority of the leasing offices throughout the Dallas area. And I could help you qualify for additional incentives and move-in bonuses, of which can help make your living situation just a little more affordable. And the buildings here in Dallas actually incentivize me to bring new residents through the door, so it's not like you'd be cutting me a check for my services. That is being taken care of by the other party. So it's absolutely no sweat off your back to go ahead and reach out. So one last time, if you want to live at Dallas Urby or any other building in the Dallas area, make sure to do this thing and I will do absolutely the best that I can for you. So moving down to the pool area, we are on the ground and they've got it situated between both towers. And here in a sec, I'll angle the camera up on tower 2 and then I'll turn it to tower 1 so you can kind of get an idea of where we're at on the property. But I think I was here around 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, and as of the recording of this video, we were in October, so it's not exactly pool season anymore. It wasn't exactly poppin', but during the summertime, this is where you can expect to meet and mingle with all of your neighbors. It's got more of a backyard pool vibe. It's not going to be like a fancy infinity pool with fountains and outdoor fireplaces. Obviously, it's in ground, it's clean, it's cool, it's vibey. There's tons of seating out here. I think I counted like 3 or 4 gas grills, and I actually just had a buddy of mine move into the Urby, so I know whose coattail I'm going to be riding when I'm looking for a poolside view next summer. Next up, we have the gym, which is in the main tower here on the ground. And as I walked in, as crazy as this sounds, I felt like I was walking into an indoor playground. I mean, the way the mirrors were situated was totally different than what I had expected. Majority of apartment gyms in Dallas have your standard floor-to-ceiling mirrors behind the dumbbell rack, and Urby took a different approach and placed some mirrors in the middle of the workout area, so that way you can pop a quick gym selfie from wherever you're at. But what I also liked about it was that you've got 2 platforms, squat rack, and bumper plates. And if you've been tuning into the channel for quite some time, you know I am a gym snob. I scrutinize this amenity the most out of all of the other amenities. And if I lived at Urby, I would be canceling my gym membership, no questions asked. And I say that because of the loose barbells that would allow me to do my squat and my deadlift, compound lifts. Don't quote me on this, but I think the dumbbells went up to about 85 pounds. And then you've got some turf for stretching, battle ropes, medicine balls. The cardio equipment is on the edges, leaving your machines and cables in the center. And they've also got a private studio, of which you'll see here in a sec. I love how they matched the walls with the same color as the hardwood floors, and big open windows to let the sun in. The next amenity is going to be the Speakeasy, and there is a top secret elevator shaft that you use to get here. And I promised the Urby team that I wouldn't tell anybody how I got here. So if you want to know more about this, then you gotta shoot your boy a text. But aside from that, this is a pretty cool spot if you just want to get out of your unit and distance yourself from the rest of the building. It's really quiet. I feel like I could hear a pin drop in here. It could probably be a pretty good spot to have a drink before date night, or even a spot to just hang out and prop the feet up after a long day. Next up, we've got our dog park, and obviously it's going to be outside, and this is actually off to the side of the parking garage. And when I got out here, I didn't see a single present laying on the ground. Looks like the residents and staff keep things pretty clean. I think they told me that they pressure wash it twice a week, and all in all, looks like a pretty decent spot, just a hop, skip, and a jump from the building for you to bring your furry friends so that they can take care of business. So I saved the most unique amenity for last, and this is on the first floor of the parking garage, so right outside of guest parking, and this is basically your local bike shop. Urby hosts a ton of bikers, and they felt that it'd be prudent for y'all to have somewhere to bring your bike for service. So they've got clothes, tubes, chains, seats, sunglasses, basically anything that Lance Armstrong would have needed on his bike to win his 8th Tour de France. You can basically find it here. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the only apartment building in all of Texas that offers this sort of thing. So it's definitely a pro for those of you bikers out there. That is going to wrap us up here in Urby, and as I said in the beginning of the video, I know essentially every single building in Dallas, from high-rises to mid-rises to lofts to penthouses, condos, etc. So if you still have questions about Urby or maybe any other building that you might be doing research on, feel free to drop me a line. All of my information is below in the description, and I would be more than happy to help you transition into a new place here in Dallas, Texas. And by the end of this video, I can imagine some of you might be scratching your head thinking, you know, the building is cool, but maybe the floor plans aren't really my vibe. I'm not sure if I was a big fan of the pool or the amenities. My taste is a little bit different. I wonder what else is out there. And if that is going through your head, make sure to check out this playlist, because I made a video tour just like this one over some of the most popular apartment buildings here in Dallas, which will be helpful as you're doing some more research. So with that, hope y'all stay out of trouble, and we'll see you in the next video. Y'all be good.